So, we are from first group would like to present about Abu Jaafar Muhammad Jarir Al-Tabari. Okay, these are our group members. Okay, I'm Mak Sanasah binti Muhammad Nasir. Okay, for introduction, okay, all people can learn something about the world and about themselves through engagement with Quran. Okay, so we have three contacts which allow us to go beyond English reading. The first one, the context in which Quran was revealed and has been transmitted, interpreted and read over centuries. The context in the Quran itself. The second one is the reader's own personal context, okay, such as one's own background, assumptions and prejudices which will affect the perception through which one reads the text. So the second one is reader's own personal context. And the third one is the understanding of the inner meaning of the revealed term. So we have three contexts. The first one, context in the Quran itself, reader's own personal context, and understanding of the inner meaning of the revealed term. Okay. What kind of book is the Quran? Okay, Quran itself, it has two meanings. First is a recitation, signifies the oral revelation. Kitab, a term, signifies a written revealed text. One is oral and one is written. Okay. So there are some verses most scholars believe to be earliest revealed to Prophet Muhammad, such as Iqra, which means recite, and also write still. Then Quran consists of 114 surah, okay, which also can be split as divisions or sections. Okay. The arrangement according to length was also in accordance with the order given by the Prophet and reflected in the way in which the Prophet himself generally recited the surah, as well as his practice of beginning the prayer with Al-Fatihah and then reciting longer surah before the shorter one. So for this point, it is stated that the Prophet practiced to begin with Al-Fatihah, followed by the longer surah before the shorter one. And also there are also facts that no variations in the order of surah throughout the Islamic world. Okay. So stylistic harmony in the Quran. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad, a class of Muslim scholars arose who are combed through the Quran collecting and organizing verses that pertain to specific subjects, such as legal issues, theological matters, story about the Prophet, description of how to pray, and directly spiritual and metaphysical teaching. So these are some specific subjects in the Quran. So the Quran is a collection of revelation to only the Prophet Muhammad over a short period of time. So the Quran's use of rhyme and rhythm okay. The Quran use of rhyme and rhythm and other techniques to create oral harmony, such as in the beginning and the end of the verses, can be evident to anyone listening to it. Recitation. Okay. So how Quran is portrayed in Muslim society? Okay. Muslims should acquire four skills. Okay. The first one is the ability to read Arabic script. Since the original language of Arabic is the original language of Quran is Arabic. So this is the most basic one because the main language in the Quran is Arabic. So the second point is learning Quranic Arabic well enough to be able to understand the meaning of the words and sentences. Then the third one, ability to recite the Quran in proper manner. And the last one, the last skill is memorization of at least a few verses and surah. Okay. Where to begin if Quran is new to you? It is perhaps a better strategy to face encounter the Quran the same way the Prophet Muhammad's community received the revelation. That is with the first surah revealed in Mecca. These surah are short. So one might begin by reading the last two sections of Quran, which are 29 and 30th, beginning with Surah 67 and reflecting on the themes and lessons found there. So there are some precautions for readers of the Quran. First, we should never reduce the Quran to its articulations about particular issues or aspects of human life. And also, the second one is readers must always keep in mind that the Quran is concerned with all aspects of human life. So we should not see that the Quran is not complete for our guidance in daily life, but we must bear in mind that Quran is the most complete guidance for us to refer in our daily life. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next I will present about the footstep of Abu Jaafar Muhammad ibn Jarir Al-Tabari, or also well known as Al-Tabari. Al-Tabari came from Amul in Tabaristan. Tabaristan now called as Iran. He started to memorize Quran when he was 7 years old, qualified as an imam when he was 8 years old, and when he aged 9 years old, he started to study the prophetic tradition. And he passed away when he was 85 years old on 24 Shawwal 310 Hijri. At first, he is Shafi'ism, but after his view developed to independent view, he he and his followers came with a separate mazhab that called Zaririya. And his specialties in Quran, Hadith, Fiqh, and also in ethic field. Uh, he has a deep interest in Arabic poetry and Arabic medicine. Besides Arabic medicine, he also have a deep interest in the foreign medicine and science. Okay. Uh, he came from the wealth family, so because he inherit a share of his father's estate, so he can his families can support him to travel around the world to gain more knowledge to study. Okay. Okay. Next slide is about for entire of his life. His journey in study when he was 12 years old in Persia for 5 years. And one of his teachers there was Abdullah bin Humayd al-Razi, or also called Ibn Humayd. The next, he moved to Baghdad for 1 year when he was less than 17 years old, and his teacher was Ahmad bin Hanbal. After a year, he went to southern Iraq, and while his teachers there were Muhammad bin Abdul Al-Ala Al-Sanani, Muhammad bin Bashar, and Abu Qurat Muhammad bin Al-Ala. After 2 years in southern Iraq, he returned back to Baghdad for 8 years, and he became a tutor to sons of Caliph al-Mutawakkil Vizier Ubaidullah bin Yahya bin Hakim. Next, he went to Syria, Palestine, and then in Egypt. In Egypt, while he was in Egypt, he met Yunus bin Abdul al-Ala, that was a leader of Egyptian Muhaddith and authority of Qira'at. And he also meets leading authorities on Malikism and Shafi'ism, uh, including Ibnu Abdul al-Hakam's family that was so close to Imam Shafi'i, and he returned back to Baghdad on 256 Hijri. Uh, he stayed in Baghdad, called a place called Al-Shamsiyah to end of his life. Next is for Al-Tabari's contribution, and we more focused to his books. There was 8 books that he had been written. The first one is the history, the second is the commentary, the third is the Ikhtilaf al-Fuqaha, the fourth Tadib al-Athar, the fifth Tabsir ul-Nuha wal Ma'alim al-Huda, six Sari al-Sunnah, seven Al-Fas Bayan al-Qira'ah, and Dar al-Mudayyad. Okay, for the first book, The History, is the most genuine title because the title was given by himself. For the commentary, it's basically about Tabari's word towards Quran, which will generate treated Quranic verses in the terms of grammatical and language view. For the Ikhtilaf al-Fuqaha, the full title for this book is Ikhtilaf Ulama al-Amsar fil Ahkam Syari'i al-Islam. For the fourth books, named Tadib al-Athar, it also known as Wa Tafsir Ma'ani at-Tabitan Rasulullah min al-Akhbar. For the fifth books, named Tabsir Ulinuha wal Ma'alim al-Huda, it will keep and still in manuscript. This writing discuss about the principle of faith. For the sixth, Sarih as-Sunnah, briefly explain about Aqidah. 7. Al-Fasil Al-Fas by Al-Qira'ah, still preserved but had not been published. And it also called as Adiami fil Qira'at. And Dar al-Mudayyad, this writing is supplement of Tabari's history. Okay, next.
Yes, myself. Okay, so next, I will talk about At-Tabari criticism. Okay, there are two famous At-Tabari critics on first word Istiwa and second is word Islam and Muhammad. Okay, okay. For the criticism on word Istiwa is from ayat Al-Quran. Ayat Al-Quran from Surah Al-Baqarah ayat 29. Summa stawa ila sama. And it's extolling of the Almighty presence in to heaven. Okay, some had said that istiwa ila sama mean akbala alaiha, in which the phrase akbala alaiha is connoting the turning of one's attention to given matter. It means the uh, rising movement and rest, which is it means like a people attribution instead of the God attribution. So it is rising equation to God attribute. So it is considered as being erroneous by At-Tabari. So then he pronounced At-Tabari pronounced two terms to define istiwa. Which is the most suitable term that istiwa is al-ulu and irtifa, which means a rise or an ascent, adding that he ascended and rose over them, and giving order to them by virtue of his power and created them as seven heaven. Okay, next, At-Tabari saying here, which is he reject of those uh, who reject the equation of Istiwa and Al-Ulu. Next is criticism At-Tabari on word equal and Ijma. Okay, so first there's uh, Al-Mu'tazili named Al-Bishri Al-Marisi profess that Asma Allah are something other than God. That means the name that God has word, those Christians from people that derive to him. Okay, next is Adamiri counted this to this by asserting that Asma Allah embodied the essence of his attributes, means tahqiq hati. Okay, it should not be said that sifat are him or should say that they are something other than him. Okay, next, Al-Tabi Abu Ya'la, which is in Hanbali Luminaries, it explains that claiming by Asma Allah other than him, the end are created, it was calculated that from eternity, God had neither name or attribute until creation besides for him, a name and attribute. Which means, this, if people say Asma Allah is other than him, means Allah doesn't have that sifat, that sifat until people say for him. Okay, so that Al-Qadi Al-Buya'la Abu Ya'la reject we say that Asma Allah is are other than him. Next is Al-Bakilani, Al-Ash'ari luminaries, then declares that Ahlu al-Haq believe that Islam is the same as Mukama itself, or indeed an intricately connecting to it. Which means in Ash'ari luminaries, Al-Bakilani try to define Mukama as Islam as a Mukama. Okay, then in At-Tabari, even discount the objection that refers to the aforementioned function of basmala created and liberated. It would be clear to implicitly state billah as it might otherwise be inserted out to something other than God. At-Tabari actually censure that censure people who state that uh, Islam as something other than God. And he even highlight that relationship between Islam and Tasmiyah. Uh, it means the Islam in the Al-Quran is just a Tasmiyah, which is a pattern of Masadi, just a process of learning. So basically, basmala is not just something other than God, but it just simply means I begin by naming God prior to a statement or an act. It means I begin naming God name to do something or to take something. Just simply.
Okay, next is about understanding Al-Quran and Sunnah in the works of Tabari. So, for the first thing is grammary nexus, which is many traditional scholars they tend to interpret istiswa in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 29, with meaning of ascending or rising with related to use of it in language instead of deep translated. So this make an incontrovertible distinction between divine and human attributes in terms of morality when pressing such Quranic statement. So this argument have been solved by At-Tabari by saying that istiswa itself have numerous meaning, which is he said that the most proper meaning of istiswa in this sentence is that he rules over them and ascend and dispose them with his power and created the seven heavens. Okay, okay. For the second one is Isim and Musamma, which is for the opening of everything, which is Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, as we guys know that even when we want to recite Al-Quran, we will open with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Not just only recite Al-Quran, even some every deeds that we do, we must like saying Bismillah to show the fact that we put him before everything. So there's some argument about this that they say that why don't we just use Billah instead of Bismillah, which is Bismillah. They argue about how this Bismillah can assuming that the act is done by another other than Allah. So then they say that Billah is more concise or to use as it's clear that we use it to represent Allah before everything. So, next one, and then after the argument, At-Tabari said, in the name of Allah means I begin and by mentioning Allah before everything, which is giving to the word isim, which usually means name. The meaning of tasmiyah. The word tasmiyah is a verbal noun or known as masdar of the derived verb sama derived from isim. It is common in Arabic that simple substantive which is noun which stem from its radical here from word isim is used instead of verbal noun or an argumentative augmented form. Here the word tasmiyah. Okay, for example, to begin the Al-Quran recitation by saying, in the name of Allah means I begin by reading, by mentioning Allah. So he used that term to relate it to Prophet Muhammad, which is when Muhammad received first wahyu from Jibril. Angel Jibril said, instructed Muhammad to recite by mentioning God, your Lord. Likewise, or rise, which is mean rise and recline in the name of your Lord.
So, the first verse in Surah Fatihah, as we know that Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, which means in the name of God, the Merciful, the Compassionate. In Tafsir Al-Tabari, he explained each verse of Surah Al-Fatihah with every word. So now let's see each verse with every word. So in Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, the first word is Bismi. He said that the God mentioned his name in the beginning of Bismillah to educate the Prophet Muhammad SAW, teaching him to start his action with his most beautiful names, which is Asma'ul Husna. Um, this we can see here that in every single things that we did in our life, even a simple word, we have to start it with Bismillah or Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillah and Bismillahirrahmanirrahim itself, At-Tabari, he said that these two words, Bismillah and Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, are considered to bring the same intention. Because as you can realize, when we want to do some simple words such as we want to read a book, we usually say Bismillah instead of Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Because specifically we use Bismillahirrahmanirrahim only when we want to recite Quran, right? So by saying Bismillah itself is already enough to signify what our intention. Because as we include the name of Allah in every hour of our actions, inshallah it will be blessed until the end. So that is the first word, Bismi, and the second one is Allah. From Ibn Abbas, he said that Allah is who possess the attribute of divinity al-uluhiyyah and of being worshipped with respect to all his creatures. And Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim from Al-Azami, he said that Ar-Rahman is denoted to the mercy to all the creatures. Meanwhile, Ar-Rahim is only is specifically denotes to the only to the believers. Okay, so the second verse is Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, which means praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The first word is Alhamdu, which means the gratitude. From Ibn Abbas, he said that Alhamdu bring the meaning of praise with the intention to applaud the greatness, Tadhim, and exaltation, Tabhil. Lillahi is refer to the concept of Allah, convey the centrality of the divine, who is the all provider. And Ar-Rabbu refer to the concept of Rububiyyah, which is the lordship of Allah. And the last word is Al-Alamin. It refers to all different kind of word in their diversity and complexity, including the word of angels, the word of humans, the word of jinn, the word of animal and plants. Okay, so the third verse is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The translation, the tafsir for this Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim is just similar to what I had explained before, which is Al-Arzami. He said that Ar-Rahman is denotes to the mercy to all the creatures, and Ar-Rahim is only to the believers. Okay. The fourth verse is Malik Yawmiddin, which means the sovereign of the day of the judgment. Interpretation of Malik, which is God holds sole sovereignty over the day of judgment. Meanwhile, Yawmiddin is the day of judgment. From Ibn Abbas, he said that it is the day which the accounts of all the created being drawn out. It is the day of resurrection, where God requires their acts good for good and evil for evil, except for him who he forgives. And the next verse is Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, which means you only do we worship, to you alone we pray for succor. Interpretation of Iyyaka na'budu from Ibn Abbas, he said that Iyyaka na'budu, you do we declare to be one, you do we fear, you do we hope for, O our Lord, that lordship belongs to you and to no one else. Meanwhile, iyyaka nasta'in wa iyyaka nasta'in. From Ibnu Abbas also, to you do we pray for succor to obey you and in all of our affairs. And the next one is Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim. Interpretation of Ihdina is guide us, and Siratal Mustaqim is straight path. From Ibnu Abbas, he said that this kind of two verse is actually connecting because it has been translated from the similar scholars, which is Ibn Abbas. So, yeah, it means that inspire us to follow the guiding way, which is the religion of God, which is without the crookedness. The God described the path of straight because it holds the truth and there is no error in it. So, the last verse in Surah Al-Fatihah, Surah Al-Ladhina an'amta alayhim, ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladhdallin. From this verse, actually it divided to three types of group of people, which is the first one is the path to those whom you have bestowed favor. The second one, not of those who have incurred your wrath, and the third one is not of those who are astray. So we move on to the first the first group of people, which is Siratal Ladhina an'amta alayhim. So who is it? Who? Okay. So from Ibn Abbas, he said that from the path of those whom you have bestowed a favor. Whose path? The path that Ibn Abbas said is the straight path, the path to those on whom you have bestowed the favor of obedience to. The second group is not of those who have incurred your wrath, which is Ghayril Maghdubi alayhim. It is referred to those who are obstinate or hypocritical, as what Allah has been stated in Quran, in Surah Al-Fat, verse 6, and that He may punish the hypocrites, men and women, and politics, men and women who imagine an evil opinion of Allah. And the last one, the third group of people is which is nor of those who are astray, which is in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 77. Allah said that people of the book not go beyond the bounds in your religion, other than truth, and follow not the caprice of a people who went astray before, and lead many astray, and now we have gone astray from right way. So that's all from our group. Thank you for listening and watching to our presentation. Thank you.